to another episode of The Barracks. It's your boy Sarge. You're now rocking with me, and I have the wonderful Ilhame here.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about the story of her life.
Okay.
How you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really good.
So tell us what you've been doing during the quarantine.
During the quarantine, honestly, I've been thinking about like what I want to do, where I want to go, and I'm really sad for all the death, for like this quarantine. But I'm taking it like in a right way, and I'm learning a lot about myself. So I pray, I take care of myself. I found out who I want to hang out with and who doesn't want to. I think this quarantine, I found my deep self, and it feels so good, really.
Yeah, that's interesting. Everybody's been in the house and have a lot of time for introspection.
Yeah, voilà, exactly. I did a lot of introspection. Excuse my French, I'm French, so sometimes I'm having a hard time to find like the words, but this is exactly that.
So when you say French, are you like French from France?
I'm born in Paris, but I'm originally from Morocco, so north of Africa.
North Africa,
Yeah.
in Morocco.
Uh-huh.
So you were born there?
No, I was born in Paris.
Oh, you were born in Paris?
I was born in Paris. My parents were born there, born in Morocco.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when did you come to the United States?
Oh, it was a long time ago. It's such a long story. I came a long time ago I was working with someone, and this person like fucked me up. Not in the term, like not from there, but my money and everything. And this guy just like, because it's just a little story, but this little story like says a lot. And I remember he stole my money, and he told me you will never like do anything in music. So that gave me, I was like really sad. And I cried for a little, like I think an hour. And I called my dad, and he's like, come back like in Paris. And I'm like, no, I'm not, I'm gonna stay here. I'm staying here in LA. So then I went back to Paris, and I came back to record my second album here. And it did well, and this is when I did like tour with The Roots, Erykah Badu. And one time I saw that man that told me like, you will never do anything in music in the show.
So interesting.
So that was like a beautiful revenge for me. It's just like that taught me something. There is a lot of people that's gonna try like to put you down. I believe it's because they see the strength that you do have. And I do have like a really good heart, but I love that about me. And I cannot change that. And this person, I'm still like having sometimes people like that, But that gave me like so much strength. And that give me strength, like even like to go and get what I want and what I am here for. I know that this is my life. Everything that I had, even all the artists, I had it because I believed that I could have them.
Okay. So when did you realize that you had not only a love for music, but the ability to sing?
Oh, I was so little. I mean, I was at school, and I was doing, maybe I was like 10 years old. My teacher wanted me, like, I was doing like contests. So it was like just contests, but that was classical music. And my dad always pushed me to do that. So I always did that. I always sang. Honestly, I can say that music saved my life as my faith. And to me, they are both connected. So really, music and my faith saved my life. To not go take a wrong way, even if I did sometimes. But I came back from that, and I came back stronger. I mean, we can fail, that's okay. We can do wrong, but we have to come back to who we are. And I believe that right now, this is really who I am. And I know what I want to do. I know what is my message. I know what I'm fighting for, because we are all here like for something. Enfin, I believe that all humans are here like for something.
Who were some of your biggest musical influences growing up?
Oh, Minnie Rupert, Luther Vandross, Rose Royce, Bill Withers. I know that might sound like, what? You're French? What are you talking about? Yeah, my dad, this is what we were listening. That was like, this. I wish that I was still alive when he was singing. That would have been my biggest dream, like to see Luther Vandross like performing.
Yeah, Big Luther.
Oh, Big Luther, I love. Or like Jay Dilla, I met him. I love Jay Dilla. And it was like a great, I really had like the chance to meet him. And I remember he asked me like to sing in front of him. And that's why in my album I have like Slum Village and those people. That was such a blessing. He was just so simple.
So, earlier you mentioned that you went on tour with the Roots.
Yeah, I
Erykah
opened for them,
Badu.
Erykah Badu.
Wow.
I did Duali, I did Van Hunt.
Explain or tell us about that experience.
Honestly, that was like after when I came, I was like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make this album because this guy told me I'm not gonna do anything. Okay. And prayers has always been in my life, talking to God, like. And I met a wonderful person that helped me, and she loved my music, and it was just like my album wasn't done that I was like opening for the Roots in Paris. I did a show with Erykah Badu. I was so scared. I was so scared because they called me like the week before. I had like 4 days to prepare a show with musician when the album wasn't done. It was one of. It just showed me that I really wanted that. Because I was really scared, but this is, this adrenaline that you have before like a show or something that you love so much. When I got on stage, and of course I was like, I wasn't bad because I was bad because artists, we have like so much doubt, it's horrible. But doubt like make us better. But after I was just like, this is what I want to do. This is what I love doing. And I was so grateful to be able like to share this stage.
Where do you draw the inspiration to still make music?
Honestly, I stopped for a moment. I'm not gonna lie, but I stopped for a moment. But the album that I went in Jamaica in December, like last year. Jamaica inspired me, I think, the most. Honestly, that was so magical. But I am someone that is really in love with love. I'm in love with people. I'm really in love with, that's why like I always say I'm in love. I love you, my sweet world, because I'm always gonna find like something like positive in everything. That might like really sound like cheesy, but this is who I am. So I might be like cheesy. And I took honestly the inspiration because as everybody, bad things happen to us, or like something that was hard to take, and it made me stronger. So, and honestly, there is a lot of songs that I'm talking even about like love, and those songs are about how I wish that someone would love me. I wish how like this person will see who I am like really inside, with my fear, with my doubt, and not just see like this, which is fine. Like people think I'm beautiful, thank you guys. But when you decide to be with someone, I always wish that someone will see really who I am. Like be careful about, the word that you use, because a word like is a word are too like strong, So there is a lot of like song that's in this album. Then this is kind of, an itinerary about like how I wish that someone would love me. And I'm sure like we all have that. Sometimes we meet someone, I'm like, I wish that he will see like how I am in pain. That doesn't mean because like you don't show that you are not in pain. That doesn't mean like I am really strong, but I have my weakness, and sometimes I want someone to tell me, "Oh, everything is going to be fine." So it's talking a lot of, it's talking about that. I have like a lot of. It's just like in my music, I say a lot about me, really, and I talk about a lot about love, and because I love love.
Love, love.
I'm in love with love, and I believe that everybody is in love with love.
So you go to Jamaica
Yeah.
to record the album,
Mm-hmm.
and you end up getting Beanie Man
I know.
on the song.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience.
This was, and I swear this is like the true story. So I was like with my engineer, and we were like in the apartment, and we do the song, and the song is named All of Me. Everything is recorded, and my engineer, like my DJ, said like, "Girl, like no," he said like, "Man, you know, everybody say man. If you have Beanie Man in this record, like that will be so crazy." I'm like, "Really?" I swear. And I'm like, okay, so let's pray right now to have Beanie Man. I swear to God. And so I pray always, like, you know, that's why, like, just wish it. So I really wish for that, but I'm really putting all my heart in there. And so I asked my angel, you have to do it too. And so we do it, I swear. And so I call the person that I was writing with, and I'm like, do you have like someone that can drive us everywhere? Because you need like to be careful in even in any country, but in Jamaica even more. He called that guy, so this guy become my driver. And so I'm like, okay, he was so sweet, and I'm like, let's go have like, you know, some lunch. And I'm like, can you have Beanie Man? He's like, yeah, I drive him, I swear to God. And I'm like, what, really? He's like, yeah, but I mean, like having Beanie Man, like you cannot have Beanie Man, but I can introduce you to his manager, but it's gonna take so long. I'm like, no. Just put me in front of him, make something. I'm like, okay. 2 days after, he said like, we're gonna go in front of his studio, Beanie Man will be here. So I'm like, okay. So we wait like an hour, maybe 5 minutes, not that long to have Beanie Man. I would have waited like, I mean, like I would have to be patient. So we go, we have a drink in the bar. So then I see Beanie Man, we talk. Me, I'm like, what? But we talk, he doesn't know that I'm coming to the studio. And then the assistant to the manager told me, okay, so come, you're gonna talk to the manager. I talked to the manager. Of course, I prayed like before. I swear, I talked to the manager, and I'm like, okay, I have a song. I think in 3 minutes, he listened to the song. He's like, okay. 2 days after, we were at the studio and we did the song. Really, I swear this is how it did happen. And I wasn't supposed to have. I came like I did a song with Capleton too, but this is exactly how it did happen. And a lot of feature that I have in the album, this is how it did happen.
Now I know on the previous album, you got a song with Skip Marley too.
Yeah.
Talk about your relationship with.
So with the Marley, I did too with Damien. The song with Kimani Marley, I put it on internet, but I'm going to put it out because this song is so beautiful. I had someone that I was working with. She was kind of my agent, manager. She helped me so much. This is by her that I did the roots and everything. And she tells me like, okay, so you have like to do a cover of Bob Marley. I'm like, what? I cannot do like a cover of Bob Marley. I mean, like you cannot touch a king like that. And she's like, yeah, do it. So I'm like, okay, so I have to do something original. And I did it in Arabic and in French. So then I do it, it sounds great. Honestly, this is one of the songs in my life that I was so nervous. Because I do like a lot of cover, but this one, I was so nervous. I felt that I had like a lot of pressure on my shoulder because this is Bob Marley and I was doing something kind of really different in French and Arabic. And honestly, it turned out like beautiful. I'm so proud of this song. And so then my friend, my manager told me like, yeah, the Marley listened to it, they loved it, and I'm like, I want Kimani Marley. It took me like few weeks, and then I was in Miami recording with him, and he was so humble. He told me, no, what do you want me to do? I mean, like you did, like my dad will like love your version. Even Rohan, like Marley, listened to the track, and he was like, wow, that's so good. I was really, really touched. And I wanted him, the same I prayed, but I work too. I mean, I really do believe if you put your heart, you know, on it and you work and you do what you do for the right reason, for good, with love and passion, I think you have like big, big chance that it will happen. I really do believe that. But and I do believe that you might have like some tests, of course God or who you believe in. Me, I believe in God like really, really much. Is going like to test you. Like it's not easy to do what you love, and you're gonna fail, but you have to get up and go get what you want. And it worked for me. I did at one point felt, and I stayed on the floor, because of life, because of whatever. But now I feel like stronger. There is nothing that can stop me. Nothing. I'm so happy. I'm so in peace. I know that this is why I'm here, and I just feel in the right place, So yeah. So this is how I get even Kimani Marley. This is how I get Capleton. I have Capleton in the album too. I have other people. I'm working on someone else. I don't want to say it, but man, when I'm gonna have like this person, it's almost done, but it's gonna be beautiful.
Is it gonna be in time for the album?
Yeah. I'm meeting like tomorrow. So it's just like but I'm putting like, all the spirit and everything. It will happen. But yeah, it's gonna be like in the album, and I'm sure that I'm gonna compose more songs for this album. I'm sure that I'm gonna have like even opportunity, because now I'm open for that. I'm really open for that. I'm ready to write more, to compose, and yeah, I'm really ready for that. I'm back in business, how we say.
And you only have a distribution deal through Empire. You're
Yeah.
completely independent.
I'm so independent. Yeah.
How do you think that plays in your motivation to really make quality music instead of being force-fed songs and messing with your inspiration?
Honestly, I don't do what I don't feel. Really, I don't do what I don't feel, which was a bad choice before, because maybe I wasn't a fan of this artist or, whatever. But it wasn't like, maybe I won't be here, but I don't know. It's just like when I don't feel something, I don't do it. Today, this is who I am. When I don't feel something, I mean, like when I compose the melody, like come right away. And today, really right now, I'm really not picky, but yes, I am. I want to be picky with who is surrounding me, because I wasn't, and that was like a mistake, a big mistake. I want people that wants more than me, or at least wants good, I want to be surrounded like with positive people. And even like if you are like a little bit like negative, but not, haters, jealousy, I don't want that. I don't respect that. So I don't want that around me. I don't want, because it takes too much energy from you, and this is poison. So this is what I decided, honestly. And honestly, I thank the quarantine for that, because before I wasn't like that. I was, it's nice to think about others. I do, but I've been thinking too much about others. And you have to be first. I have to be first to be better with others. So I'm still learning, but I'm doing better, It's not being selfish, it's being about like what you want. Because no one is going to come and take you and say, hey, this is what you want. People are really selfish. So
now you're finally in a space where you're putting yourself forward.
Yeah.
And putting yourself first.
Yeah. I'm putting myself first to be able to help each other, because I'm working in so many things. And how even like to write or like to compose, how can you, I am first, but I'm still seeing like what is going on around me, and I'm still helping. But I need to help myself. I need to be kind to me, to get like just stronger to whatever will happen. Because now, honestly, like with the quarantine, like amen, it's not done. You know. So we need our strength. I need mine.
And you have a international fan base, don't you?
I hope so.
What's the furthest anybody's ever reached out to you from?
Honestly, there is people from Germany, there is people from Dubai, there is French. You know, it depends. Like before, even like honestly, before like in America, I had like a lot in Chicago, New York. I had like people that's because I was kind of like doing a lot of shows. Yeah. I stopped for a long moment, so I even toured with like scientists. He's so famous. I did songs like with him. I did a whole album with him. It was like a crazy moment, but this like it's another story. We did like a great album in dub music. I mean, scientist. He is that's yeah. I don't know now. I don't know who is my fan base yet. I think I'm building a new fan base. That's why it's like pretty exciting, because it's kind of everything is new. I even like feel that I'm a newborn. I promise you, this is yeah.
A new Ilhame.
Yeah, a new Ilhame, a new Ilhame. I really want to. I am more Ilhame, you know. I am not scared to show who I really am. I'm not. So.
As long as you're happy with yourself,
Yeah.
everybody else.
I am. Yeah, I'm happy with. You know, it's hard, but I'm gonna be really, really happy with myself. It's just sometimes I'm a little hard with myself, which is normal. But I'm happy with myself. I'm proud of myself.
So when do you think that we're gonna get the album?
Oh là là, je sais pas. I don't know, but the single is out, and
All of me, right?
all of me, yeah, with Beanie Man. It's like today we are on the 27th, and this is the pre-sale. Honestly, I don't know. You know, I hope that this single is gonna do. I'm gonna say like my wish out loud, even like if people like say no, don't say it out loud. I am wishing that this single is gonna do really well, and inshallah, and that I'm gonna have a bigger team around me, and that we're gonna grow like together, and I'm gonna have like the help of a label, and that the album will be out like I really don't know about like the dates, but I'm really wishing for more support, and to show you every day who I am and what I want to do and the help that I want to give to the world and everything, and I want to grow with my fan base. So this is my wish. Just wish it. This is really what I'm wishing for. After like this song, like to people to be, oh wow, I forgot about her, and the label like will be, or someone will be, even if I do have like someone that I'm working with, and he believed me, he's the one that, his name is Jeffrey, he's the one that made me sign at Empire, and I'm thanking him. And the same thing happened like with him. I contacted him, I swear I prayed, and because he contacted me, and then I'm like, why don't you contact him? And he's like, okay, we will sign like the song on distribution with Empire. And so I hope that this team is gonna grow, and this is my wish, to have like help like from a label, or just, you know, to just be able to think about your music, you know, because it's such a freedom. I'm kind of doing everything, you know, with your help, with a lot of, but just be like, you know, even like someone tell me, you know what, Ilhame, you should kind of do like this song, listen to it, you know, less pressure, and just thinking about love and music, because to me, music is love.
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's beautiful at the same time.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
the beauty part about life, that we get to use the steering wheel and turn the car around
Yeah,
and go in a different direction
exactly.
instead of crashing into the wall.
I know, yeah.
But if we crash, it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's okay. We have to crash. I believe that we have to crash. I believe that for big thing, But big things is not always money. Big thing, I mean, like to be like, whoa, I found my thing. You know, I'm not talking about, yeah, I have 1,000,000, which is great. I wanted that million too. I'm talking about like, that's why I am on earth. You know, to find why you're here, like the big fight of your life, and then work on it and get better and better. To believe on yourself when everybody's telling you, no, you're not going to do it. Oh man, I love when people tell me that. You know, I lost like more than 100 pounds. They were like, yeah, big, yeah. You know, all this thing was like my strength. You know, people are always going to put you down. But there is